everybody? I am your host, Vernon Smith, coming with you live, tuning into Freedom Mind Podcast. So I have a very special guest with me, one of the top producers. I know him personally, met him out here on his first upbringing, man. I seen this man come from A to Z out here, literally overnight. So my man over here, Jay, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming out, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
For sure. So talk to me a little bit, man. Like, you working with celebrities, high-level, like, entrepreneurs. Like, who aren't you working with right now? Like,
Who aren't I working with, man? I work with everybody. Right now I'm on a mission, man. It's a grind right now. So literally anybody who inquires about my services, I'm open. So whether you got millions of dollars or a couple $100, I can work within your budget. But man, I'm not turning nobody down right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right now it's just all about building relationships.
yeah, okay. I respect that.
So,
So tell the people a little about yourself. I mean, like, what's your name? Introduce yourself a little bit, what you do.
yes, sir. So, I'm Jay. My name is Jay Nelson. I'm from Philly originally. I lived outside of Philly for a little bit on the outskirts. I went to high school out there. I went to Howard University. Graduated from there. Then moved back home for like a year or two. Was working a job that I really did not enjoy. Really didn't have like, no direction, honestly. Like, I was all over the place. Like, I thought I wanted to do one thing, and then the next week I thought I wanted to do something else. Was really just trying to find my way, find some type of purpose. And then, somehow, some way, the camera got put in my hands, and the rest was history. Once I started picking up the camera, started shooting people, started making money, and just started seeing like, okay, I can actually get some traction from this. And I actually enjoyed it too. From there, then, I got a call to move down to Atlanta from my stepbrother. And he's really the one who put the camera in my hands, actually. He gave me the idea to start shooting. He was my first client, so he told me to come down to Atlanta. He gave me a call. I was like, yo, bro, I want you to, pick up the camera. I want me to be your first client. Like, I want you to come down here and can we cut some of this drawing?
Yeah, go.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I mean, he told me, like, bro, I want you to come down here and really fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, but I want you to start off with me. So, like, that just sparked something in me. Like, okay, I'm working a job I don't like. I really want to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't really know what I want. I didn't know what my hustle was going to be. Or like what my
so let me ask you this real quick. I didn't want to cut you off or anything, but I gotta hit on this real quick. So you talk about, like, he put a camera in your hand, but like, did you even see yourself being a photographer before he even kind of mentioned that to you?
No, not at all. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, no. Like, I hung around photographers and videographers, and in high school I was real close with somebody who he used to just come around us and film us, like, when we used to go out and stuff like that, like, for the free. Like, he really loved it, He's been doing this for years. And somebody I'm still real cool with now. We do work with each other every time I go back home and stuff. But like, I hung around dudes who had the camera in their hands. Like, I was the nigga who, not to say I was too cool for it, but it just was never a thought to do it. But I always was a creative, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I went to high school, in high school, I was always an artist. I was really good at drawing. I was always like on like Photoshop, like just just playing around with stuff. So I always was an artist. I always had that just creative eye, and I even went to school for architecture just because like I wanted to design. So like I went to college for that. And at first I ended up changing my major.
How long was you in school for?
I graduated 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. So I was there 4 years. Almost was 5, you know what I mean? You know how that goes.
It don't matter, you got it though.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
I was almost there for some extra years though, but
So let me ask you this. So, I mean, you graduated and everything. Do you feel like, did you need college? Like, did you need to pursue the opportunity? Do you feel like college was something that got you to the next step?
yes, but not because of the education.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I told you, I changed my major. I went from architecture to sports management. Like, sports is really my first love. Like, and that's what I meant. Like, not to say I was too cool, or I just wasn't thinking about no camera stuff. Like, I was a super athlete. Like, all I cared about was sports. So I went from architecture to sports management because I wanted to become an agent and all that stuff. Like, I wanted to just work in the sports world. But besides all of that, like, I didn't really learn anything that really like affected anything that I'm doing right now. Like, you know what I mean? And even in school, I always felt like, okay, this is all cool and all, but like, I don't really see myself like doing anything and anything like this long term, like whether it be architecture, whether it be working in sports, like I always felt like all of this shit is still just a job, like, and I just felt like I didn't really want to just be a number, like just you know what I mean, like I just didn't want to just be working a job and just living a regular ass life, like I just always felt like that, you know what I mean, and I remember having that conversation with my mom, like mom, like I don't really want to like work for nobody. My mom, she's a principal for like 20 years, so she's been working in the school system. She works in education, like she's all school, get a job, da da da. Yeah. She's that mom, so like she did not understand. She's like, what? Like you don't want to work? Like nah.
So what was that conversation like when you told her like, look, I'm going down to Atlanta, this is what I'm doing? What was that conversation like?
It was hard, bro. It was super hard. I mean, not just telling her, but you know, even at the time, like I had a girlfriend at the time who's not down here. You know what I mean? But even then, just telling my mom, like, yo, like I want to move to Atlanta to pursue photography. You know, just imagine like a nigga who wasn't known to be a cameraman, wasn't known to be a photographer, and you want to move to Atlanta. Like we from up north, you from New York, I'm from Philly. So like you want to move down south to do what? Like people was looking at you crazy too. You know what I mean?
So you didn't doubt yourself at no point? Like you wasn't like, bro. Damn, like maybe you're right. You didn't.
I felt like, bro, I had nothing to lose. Like I didn't like where I was going anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of just like, man, why not? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like why not just try something? And I knew Atlanta was lit, and I knew there was a lot of opportunity down here. So I was like, man, just me being the type of person I am, I'm a very like sociable person too. Yeah. Like, I know if I go down there and make the right relationships, who knows what can happen? Like, you know, I mean, my skill is going to get better with time. You know, I'm going to become a better photographer. Whatever I do, whether it be photographer or whatever it is, it could have been anything, honestly. But I knew if I came down here and just hustled my ass off, like, I was going to be successful.
So what was that path like? You mentioned you wasn't going down the right path. Like, where were you before you came out here? Where were you in your state of mind as far as like environment? What did that kind of look like?
Nigga, I was depressed.
Where? Talk about that a little bit.
Bullshit, like, bro, I was working at a school. I was coaching, so that was the one good thing about what I was doing. Like, I was coaching for about 3-4 years. I coached in DC. I coached in Maryland, like AAU and stuff, working with like middle school and high school kids. Then when I went back home, I was coaching at this high school that I was working at too. I was like an assistant coach. So that was the only good thing about what I was doing. But everything else that I was doing, it wasn't fulfilling at all. Like, bro, like literally, I was working at a school. Nigga, what? I used to literally like leave on my lunch break and not come back. Type shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I did not care. But it like I didn't like that about myself. Like I actually wanted to care. I wanted to care about doing something every day, and I didn't feel that way. Like I wanted to get up every day and be like, all right, I'm proud about what I'm doing, and just feel motivated to work. But not at all, bro. Like I would literally get up, I would be bullshitting, drag my feet all throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Like fake smiles. Hey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I didn't fuck with none of them.
So it sounded like you was really just going with the flow.
With the flow with it, but I actually wanted to like grind. Like I knew I had that in me. I just didn't have the what yet. You know what I'm saying? So I was super depressed, bro. Like damn, like I feel like I'm a lit nigga, but I'm living this dry ass life. Like I'm like nobody. You know what I mean? Like I was living in Delaware at the time. I was living with my mom. That's where I moved back to after college. I was living in Delaware. Boy, it was dry as shit out there, man. I'm like, man, this is not it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've experienced too much. You know what I mean? Whether at college, Howard was lit. Like I was a pretty known person at school. You know what I mean? And then just different experiences, like traveling throughout the country. Going to LA, visiting Atlanta, meeting people from all over. Like now, like people from where I'm from in Philly, like people now are just starting to like do stuff like that. But like most, like growing up, like a lot of people ain't get outside of Philly. You know what I'm saying? Or the surrounding areas of Philly. Like most, they'll go to Jersey, they'll go to Delaware, they'll go to New York. Right. But like niggas ain't going to LA. Far, right. Niggas ain't going out the country. Like niggas ain't doing none of that. You know what I mean? So like I was experiencing all of that early, and I just felt like I was always different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, I can't live like everybody else, bro. Like I gotta figure out what I want to do and just make a move. You know what I mean? So once, like I told you, once Dante, my stepbrother, shout out to him. Once he put the camera in my hand, it was a wrap from there. I'm like, okay, it just sparked something in me. Like, all right, this might be it. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually like, figure out how to work the camera. And then once, I learned the technical shit, everything else is going to come. You know what I mean? I know how to build relationships. I know how to meet people. I know how to, just hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what was that like? That one experience or that one pivotal moment in your life where you was like, okay, like something got to change. Cause it's always that one moment. It's always that one moment. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's like a paradigm shift for you.
Honestly, yeah, moving back home and working that job, like, you know what I mean? Like, in college, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to work a regular job. I knew I didn't, I didn't want to move back home, but it was just kind of all I had. Like, I didn't really have nowhere else to go. I didn't really have no money. So, thank God my mom is who she is, so she wanted me to come back home.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know some people's moms is like, nah.
People don't have that.
Yeah,
that
so
luxury.
at least I had that luxury. Like, my mom wanted me to come back home, so I had that. I was staying with her. But just even living with my mom after living on my own for 4 years, you know what I mean? Then moving back home in Delaware, working the job I hated, man, that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nah, this can't be it for
This
me.
ain't it.
This can't be it. So I was there for a year and a half, but that was enough. You know what I mean? Like, that's what got me like, okay, now I need to figure out what I need to do. Like, what do I gotta do? You know what I mean? So.
Nah, I definitely understand that. I was in the same predicament not too long ago too, so I definitely understand. So I want to ask you, like I want y'all to understand, like, I literally watched this man, like, go from A to Z, literally. I wouldn't say overnight, because I do understand, like, a lot of things just come into play, but I see, like, I met him at a networking event, right? Jay, I met you through Dante. We was all, we was all talking. But he was like, yo, I literally just came out here with a camera, like, I just moved out here 2 weeks ago, stayed with, my stepbrother and everything. I'm like, word, like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? And you real recognize real. Like, a hustler when you see a hustler. And I'm like, bro, like, you gonna blow up, bro. And literally time going on, I'm seeing this page. I'm like, he working with who? Like, so talk about, like, some of the people that you've been working with and, like, some of the things that, like, that you see over there that you like, damn, like, I ain't even know going through this.
Right, so, look, after that event, I'm gonna just give you, like, the order of events, right? So after I met you, right, that summer, I got a friend of mine who I used to grab weed from out here. He was like one of the first niggas I used to grab weed from. He did photography on the low too, you know what I mean? But he wasn't really trying to be a photographer. Yeah. So I guess somebody who was on tour, like an artist who I ended up being on tour with, asked him, I guess, at first. I guess he didn't want to do it. So he hit me up. He had just met me like a few weeks before that. Like, I had just moved out here. He was like, yo, bro, I know, we just met, but I see you fuck with the camera and shit. You're a photographer. Like, I got an opportunity for you. Would you be willing to go on tour? I'm like, on tour with who? Like, and he told me, he named the artist. I didn't know who the artist was. I'm like, okay. Cause I'm like, how long is it? He told me about, it's gonna be about 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, I'm about to be on the road for 2 weeks with niggas I don't know. Like, it was kind of weird at first. I was about to say no, but I'm glad I said yes. I ended up saying yes. I went on tour, and that was a great experience. Just being on tour with the people, just the people I met, like the managers, the nigga who runs the marketing team, the tour manager, and just the regular everyday niggas who was friends with him, like just meeting them, like just being around them, and just getting used to people who are from here. It was niggas from LA that work with artists in LA, like just being in the music industry, just being around them, like that was like a great first start. Like I was like, okay, like I'm actually doing something now. Like niggas is on tour. Like,
so how was tour like though?
Damn, that shit was different. That shit was different.
You traveling, what I'm saying? At this point, like you fresh out here, you don't really know what's going on.
I barely know how to use the camera, man. Like, but I'm on tour with an artist. This nigga is a millionaire. You know what I mean? His wife is a millionaire. Shout out to Ty. That's Rick James' daughter. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm around like some real motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Like niggas who really making moves. We on this big ass tour bus. This nigga face on the side of the tour bus. Like they got money. You know what I mean? So it was some real shit. It wasn't like no bullshit. Like we was going every city that we was hitting. Like we was going to all the major radio stations. We hitting all the major strip clubs. And you know what I mean? And little walkthroughs. Like I never experienced that. You know what I mean? So that was just a great experience just doing that. When we actually went on tour 3 times. So I was on the road with them for like probably 2 months total of all the tours. But nah, that was a great experience. So that was in the summer last year. Right after that, as soon as I come back, I hit up through Dante actually. So Dante and my stepsister, Sheree was she's a ghostwriter for Nia. Like she helped write his book or whatever like that. So they had a relationship, and Neo posted something on Facebook and was like, "Yo, I'm looking for a full-time photographer." Da, da, da. So Sheree and Dante was looking out for me and hit him up like, "Yo, I got somebody," whatever. He didn't really respond, but he finally responded one day and was like, "Yo, like tell your brother to pull up today." It was like very last minute. Tell him to pull up today. I'm gonna be at the W Hotel. Like I need him. So I was ready. Like, oh, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Like Neo, if y'all know who Neo is, like
Nehemiah Davis,
major.
Man, if
Major.
you in Atlanta, you know who Neo is.
you know who Neo is. So, man, I already knew like this is major. This is a great opportunity. So I pulled up, ready to go, and I did a great job. Like he was fucking with me, his team was fucking with me. I actually thought that I was about to work for him full time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, just off this just from that weekend and working with him. It ended up not happening, but it's cool. But I ended up building a relationship with him. The people around him. I ended up shooting him and his team, the Circle of Five. What do they call it?
Circle CEOs.
Circle CEOs.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up doing photo shoots with them like a couple times. But anyway, at that event, I ended up running into Corey, who I went to Howard with. Corey is the owner of Support Black Colleges. Shout out to Corey.
Shout out to Corey. He could hoop. I played ball with him.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Corey,
shout out to Corey though. Yeah.
So I ended up linking with Corey there. He's like, "Oh, bro, you live in Atlanta now, and you do photography now." Like nobody knew me as a photographer, but this was new. Like at this time, I probably had picked up the camera. I had the camera in my hands maybe 7 months at the time, like half a year. You know what I'm saying? New at this shit.
Yeah,
You would never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would never know, bro. Like niggas thought I was professional. And I was doing it full time, technically, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a job or anything, I was just out here just hustling and grinding. So I ended up running into him, he's like, I might have some opportunities for you. I get a call from him a week later, he's like, I just bought a house. I want you to just come take some pictures at the house. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever you need. I pulled up, I ended up running into like one of the top realtors out here, Kiana Watson, shout out to her, and Kara the realtor. So I ended up working with both of them that day. They was fucking with me. They liked my work. They liked my energy. And I got a call back. I got Kiana's information. I got Kara's information. I got a call from Kiana first. I think I worked with Kiana first. Maybe a week later, she hit me up and was like, "Yo, I need you to come to another closing. I want you to take some pictures there too." I worked with her there. And I don't know if Kara saw that. I don't know. Because I don't think Kara, to be honest with you, I love Kara. That's my homie. Like, I don't even know if she was gonna hit me up. You know what I mean? I just got her information. She was, they're huge out here. So, I'm just little old me at the time.
Right.
But I think she saw that I worked with Kiana right after that, and I think she was just like, "Oh, let me just hit this little nigga up." You know what I mean? So, man, the rest is history. You know what I mean? I've been working with them. They've been loyal clients. They hit me up damn near every week for something, whether it be an event, a party, a closing on the house, or just regular lifestyle branding shoots. Like, I've been working with them, and they're major. In the field that they're in. So, that was next. So, like, that kind of, since I started working with Kiana and Kara, everything else just fell into place. Like, all the other realtors that I work with now, I think, this is what it just seems like. Ever since I started working with them, everybody else just started hitting me up. Like, what I mean? They start, "Oh, you work with such and such. Oh, yeah, I need this too." So, man.
But that's funny, though, like, that you even mention that, because if those who don't know who Kiana is, I would really look her up. Like, she's like one of the top dogs, especially as a black woman in Atlanta. She's one of the top realtors in Atlanta. So if you don't know her, do your research, please. But the fact that he even worked with her and everybody else fell in line just goes to show, like, all it takes is one person to change your life. All it takes is one opportunity. So I want you to talk about that a little bit. Like, do you even really have to have a skill set first, or is it really just the opportunity?
Both. You know what I mean? I don't know the saying, but what's it? Preparation means opportunity. Like, you kind of got to be prepared for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because when the opportunity presents itself, you just got to be ready. So I was always, always on YouTube, just looking at videos on like how to do this or how to do that, how to take pictures like this and videos like that. You know what I mean? I was always just studying. I'm self-taught. I ain't have no mentor. I ain't have no other photographer showing me like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you run your business.
Straight trial
Bro, I'm like
trial and error.
figuring this shit out on my own. You know what I mean? But when the opportunity presented itself, I just had so much confidence in myself. I think that's really what it was. Like, I carried myself as if like Kiana ain't know, like Kara or Kiana ain't know that I was fairly new at that shit. You know what I mean? I eventually told them. But
I didn't even know when I met you. Like, my man had a whole camera, and you would think he was really doing his thing for a minute. But he was like, "Nah, I just moved out here 2 weeks ago." I was like, "Word?" Like, but then I saw you at another event. Literally the next night, I was like, "Okay, I gotta holler at him.
Nah,
we gotta connect, like, for real." Like,
I'll be outside, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I knew that's what I came out here for. I didn't come out here to bullshit. Like, you know what I mean?
Work.
I knew that if I come out here, I ain't want to go back home. You know what I mean? So that was always in the back of my mind. Like, okay, if you come out here and don't make no money, and you don't make no moves, like you're probably gonna end up going back home. Cause you can't be staying with your stepbrother forever. Like I moved out here and stayed with him for a while, so like he has a whole family. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a grown ass man. He's a grown ass man. I'm not about to just be kicking shit with him. Or, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, bro, you gotta start touching some money, end up getting your own spot, and you know, making moves on your own. So, but yeah, you know, when the Kiana thing happened, and Kara, and all of that happened, like, you know, I was just ready for the opportunity. And not only did they enjoy me as a person, but they really enjoyed my work. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I mean, I was always tough on myself in the beginning, but my work was pretty good in the beginning. Like I said, you would never know that I had just picked up a camera. Like, I'm always keeping my eye to the streets. Like, I always pay attention. Not to say I compare my work to other people, but you know, when you're starting out, you're always looking at inspiration. You're always looking at other photographers. Like, what is everybody else doing? Like, how do I?
Right.
I would just want to know what this game is like.
Right.
So, moving out here, I'm looking at photographers who I know like had just started, and I'm also looking at photographers who I know have been in the game for 10 years, you know, 15 years, whatever. And I'm just seeing like, okay, why are they on this level, and what makes them this great? Like, why do they have 100,000 followers, and why do they have the sponsorship deals, and like what makes them that? You're like, what about their work?
Did you ever come to that summary? What was like that answer when you thought about that? Like, you know, those high level you talk about it, like the high level photographers. Like, did you come to a conclusion where it's like, okay, what is setting them apart? Did you ever figure that out for yourself?
That's tough too, because like there's pages or there's other photographers that I'll come across and they'll be like nice, like bro, like their work would be crazy, but they won't have the crazy following. And then I'll run into some pages where you're like, okay, well, this is decent, and they'll have the most followers and you know the most like. So honestly, I don't think there really is no answer for that. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I think everybody's journey is different. You know, I think some people probably don't even want that. Like, don't even want to be famous or to be known as the celebrity photographer. They just want to do their work and just go home, and they don't really care about you know what I mean? But I'm noticing though that certain people, they actually do take the social media shit serious. Like, posting every day. They're posting every day. They're engaging with their followers, and they're posting stuff on their stories, and creating vlogs and creating TikToks on like behind the scenes, and like, this is what I got in my camera bag. Like, I'm seeing on YouTube people creating videos about anything. Like, this is how you set up your lives. This is how you, and those videos was helpful for me.
Right.
Like, cause I was just starting out. So I'm seeing what other photographers who've been in this game for a while, I'm seeing the type of videos they're making, seeing the type of content they're putting out. And I'm like, okay, like eventually I'm gonna get to that level where I'm just putting out a lot of content, quality content at that. And I think at the end of the day, it has to be quality. Like, you can put out a lot of stuff, but it has to be good. That's just how I feel, and you know. But to answer your question, really, honestly, like, there really is no like recipe to like become like a famous photographer or to become like a super successful photographer that makes six figures. Like, I don't think there really is no recipe. Like, honestly, you just gotta be yourself. Your work has to be good. You have to do good business. I mean, that's really all I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the rest will just come. You know what I mean? Like, whether you become famous, whether you, honestly, I don't really care about the fame shit. That's just me. Like, I don't. You know, people lately have been calling me celebrity photographer and all this shit. Like,
I knew we call you Hollywood.
Bro, I don't care about none of that, bro. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like, honestly, I care about, you know what I mean, the money.
But your work is good though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your work is good, and I see like no one based you on a personal level. Before I met you on a business platform and a network event, so I definitely understand where you was coming from. So immediately I knew like this man is going to hustle his way into opportunity, and I feel like I'm a big believer in like you don't just wait for an opportunity to present itself. You have to actually create an opportunity for yourself. And you know what I'm saying? I know you can speak about that a little bit more.
Yeah. Definitely have to create your opportunity. Like, bro, if I wasn't outside, you know what I mean? It's funny because I got
He's in the streets.
Yeah, bro. I got a friend of mine who, shout out to him. This is actually his line. This is his brand right here. I'm wearing this trucker hat. But he's a creative too. Like, he designs clothes, sneakers, home decorations. Like, he do everything. He's just a great artist. He's trying to move out of Atlanta too. But he's a introvert a little bit. Okay. Like, he's not really sociable. Yeah. So I remember talking to him on the phone, like, bro, you come out here, bro. If you just do a little bit of just being mixy, just being sociable, just being outside, bro, you're gonna do great out here. Just because of who you are. Like, but you gotta get out here and network. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get out here and create your own opportunity. Like, you can come out here, but if you in the house all day and nobody know who you is, like, he popping online, like, on social media and stuff, but, you know, to me, I just feel like that's only gonna get you so far. Like, I've been doing, I made a new Instagram, last July, like, I made a new one. So, like, the page I got right now is new. Like, so it wasn't like I was getting business from Instagram.
Right.
Like, at all. Like, in the beginning, it wasn't coming from Instagram at all. It was coming just from me just being outside, bro.
Or organic.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just meeting this person and then meeting their friends or meeting their family.
Yeah.
And then doing business with them and then meeting their friends. And it would just be, you know, it was like a tree, bro. It was just branching out. You know what I mean? So, I love that game, though. I love meeting people. Like, that's the game. That's the part of the game that I love. Like, that's the best thing about what I do, bro. Just meeting people and just building them relationships, the right relationships. But you gotta do that. You gotta create your own opportunity. Like, you can't just be in the crib, just sitting there waiting for some shit to just come. I ain't gonna lie, some shit do just be coming my way though. You know what I mean? But that's what I meant by just being prepared. Like, even if an opportunity just does come your way, you gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Gotta be prepared. So, but nah, bro, it's definitely all about just creating your own opportunity, creating your own lane, and just being prepared for anything, bro. You never know what's gonna be thrown your way. You never know. So.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. That's definitely real. But yeah, I wanna like take another standpoint on it. Like, I know a lot of people are questioning sometimes. Even me myself. Like, I'm new to. I don't understand. Like, even watching you set this whole thing up, I was like, yo, what is this man doing? Like, so like, how do you go from that learning all of that, but to how do you translate it from okay, you got the information to actually putting money in your pockets? Like, how you make money in the photography game?
Wait, what's your question? You saying how did I make money?
How can you make money? If you were to give advice for somebody that was new, trying to just, got a camera and they want to make some money.
That's a good question. Honestly, no matter where you are in your journey, you gotta carry this. You just gotta be confident. You gotta be super confident, and with that confidence is gonna come, you know what I mean, a certain type of value that people for example, like you just talked about setting the camera up and just whether it be setting the camera up or lighting or if you're gonna be a photographer or a videographer, you have a certain level of expertise that other people don't have. Right. If you did your homework,
right?
I did my homework.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you really studied and you did your homework, you're gonna know things that other people aren't gonna know, and that's value right there. That other people, they'll pay for.
Right.
So early on, bro, I'm charging. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I probably had the camera in my hand 2 months. I already was charging motherfuckers like $50, $80 for a little photo shoot. You know what I mean? I wonder if then like people was like, why is he charging so low? And I'll be honest with people like, nah, I'm just starting out. You know what I mean? But bro, I was charging early. You know what I mean? And it came with just a certain level of confidence just because I knew where I was gonna be. Like it was no doubt in my mind. Like that's what it is. It was just the confidence. Like it was no doubt in my mind where I was gonna be. I mean, at the time, I knew I was coming to Atlanta. This is when I was still back home. I knew I was coming down here. I didn't know how big I was going to be. I didn't know how successful I was going to be, but I knew I was going to come down here and just make something happen, though. I knew I was going to, that's just the type of person I am. I'm going to make something happen. I don't know what it's going to look like. Yeah. Something's going to happen, you know what I mean? Good or bad, like, I'm going to make some shit happen. But I just had that type of confidence, and I started charging people early, bro, and you just got to do it. I mean, I'm even at a place now where people telling me, like, bro, you charge too low. Like, you actually do good work. You work with great clients. Like, I don't know why you charging what you charging. And I'm very patient in my journey. Like, I'm not. It's not about the money right now. I like what I'm charging just because it gives me access to all types of people. Like, I don't want to charge $500 an hour, and then the regular.
So Jay, let me ask you this, man. So like you work with B Simone, your work been on TV. You know what I'm saying? So. Quavo, you work with Quavo. Like, how do you even separate yourself? How do you price accordingly? At this point, because a lot of people are gonna be gravitating towards you. They want to work with you now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So how do you really separate yourself at this point?
I mean, honestly, I really don't even think about like who I shot. You know what I mean? Like people already have come up to me like, oh, you shot such and such and such and such. Like, why isn't your price here? Like, or why? I had this debate. It's funny, like a week ago too. Somebody was like, yo, when you shoot celebrities, like, you should up your price anyway. Like, at that moment, like, let's say if you charge $250 an hour, but B Simone want to book you for something like that, you should double. Like you need to charge her $500 because she got it.
Yeah.
But I don't have that mindset. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
So we was having a little debate, and I'm like, yo, like to me, like I was telling you, it's about the relationship. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna charge her whether she B Simone or you know what I mean, J Simone.
Right,
like
right.
I don't care who
Right,
the fuck
same
Simone
person.
it is. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I'm gonna charge her what I charge you. Like you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna do good business and hope that she comes back.
Right.
I care more about the reoccurring. Like I want you to just always spend money with me. Now, I don't
Right.
care about the $500 that one time.
Yeah.
I'd rather you spend $250 with me 10 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Talk
like,
about
that's
it.
just me.
Talk about it.
I don't really care about the one time. Like it's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
keep saying that shit. It's really not about the money.
I really feel like personally, and that can relate to a lot of different businesses. Like I feel like that comes from such a scarcity mindset. Like let me get this quick
This
bag
quick lick, it's about
right
that
here.
fast
It's,
money.
it's really all about the longevity, the long
Sure.
term, and like you said, bro, the relationships. Like
Because
that
then when I
is-
do up my price, bro, if the relationship is there, whether I'm charging $1,000, and if like I said, she got it. Whether I'm charging $1,000, she gonna want to pay that because the relationship is there.
yeah,
I care more about the relationship, bro.
Right.
I'm not here for. I'm here for a long time, bro. I
Right.
moved here.
right.
I'm gonna be here. Like it's not a rush
Yeah.
to try to get $1 million. Like
Yeah.
it's not a rush to make 6 figures. Like,
Mhm.
and that's what I meant by just being patient over my journey. Like I know where I'm at in my journey. Other people might not know, but I know where I'm at.
Right.
I'm a year in, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no rush to try to keep up with the people who's been doing this shit for 10 years,
Yeah.
who are now making 6 figures doing this, you know, photography or video.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna get there. And that shit's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
definitely gonna come. I'm already doing a lot better than I'm sure they probably was a year in.
Right.
The most people, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I know where I'm ahead of the game already. I'm not trying to rush. Like, I'm not just trying to hit the quick lick. Like, oh, I'm gonna charge them $1,000 because I know they got it. Like, no, I'm gonna charge what I charge, do good business, build a relationship, and you know what I mean. The rest is going whatever come with
Yeah.
that come. You know what I mean? So. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, eventually the price gonna go up, and it is going up. Like, I'm not saying the price ain't going up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not like every week just because I shot this one person. Oh, boom! I gotta bump my shit. Like it's not. It's not about that. You know what I mean? And I really don't even care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The person I shot just that one time. Like I care about the like if I say if I shoot an A-list celebrity that one time, but I shoot like a C-list celebrity and I built a relationship with the C-list. Like I care more about that.
Yeah.
I care about, you know what I mean, the person who gonna want to shop with me all the time. Like that one time, that was cool. Hey, like we can celebrate,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, oh, I shot, you know what I mean? Such and such. But you know, to me, it's about just, you know, the relationships and just making money. Like, you know, like I don't want to just be a famous celebrity photographer, but not really making no money. I'd rather shoot no famous people and make money.
Right.
Man,
Right.
what are we talking
Yeah,
about? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like at the end of the day, like niggas gotta feed themselves. Eventually, I'm gonna meet a woman. I'm gonna have to feed her kids and
Right.
put a house. Like, you know, like I'm nigga. I gotta make money doing this. Like, and I
Right.
understand that. You know what I mean? It's no game. You know what I mean? Niggas is adults now. Like I told you, niggas
Right.
just graduated school. I was living at home. Like, nah, niggas on their own now. Out here in
Yeah.
Atlanta, I'm dolo. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
gotta figure this shit out. Like I can't be out here just. Oh yeah, I shot Quavo, but I didn't get no money off shooting Quavo.
Right.
I just ran into Quavo and took
Right.
some pictures of him. You know what I'm
Took
saying?
advantage of
I
opportunity.
took advantage. It was a great opportunity. Like I did my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did what I was supposed to do. But to me, like, okay, I just moved on past that. Like it wasn't nothing that was, you know.
But like it's so easy to
I ain't gonna
like,
lie. I mean, I did not to say I built a relationship with Quavo, but just taking the pictures of him that night, I ended up getting his number and stuff like that. So that was one thing that was like, okay.
So talk
cool.
about that a little bit more. I know we off camera we was talking about that a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you know, tell your story behind like the relationships you built off of one celebrity. Like how did that like escalate after that conversation?
With Quavo.
Yeah.
I mean, well, just that night, like, you know, after I took the pictures, like, I was actually shocked though how like, I don't know, like, how generous he was with just like, oh, here's my phone, put your number in. Like, I was just like,
Yeah.
you're Quavo. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, like, shit. You know what I mean? So we texted the next day and shit. I sent him all the photos. He wanted them a certain way, so I had to resend them again. And then it's funny because the next day, I told you the story too. Like, that whole week was crazy. That week kind of opened my eyes up a little bit. Like, oh, no, nigga, like, you ain't about to be regular in this shit. Like, nigga, you really about to be making noise doing this shit. So,
What was that?
so I shot Quavo that one night, right? The next day, that's when I shot B Simone. Literally the next day. But that one was planned. Like, that was scheduled. Shot B Simone when she bought her first home. Or bought her condo or whatever. Through Kara. Shout out to Kara. So I always work with Kara, but she works with a lot of celebrity clients and stuff like that. So she's like, yo, we shouldn't be Simone. Like, I need you. All right, bet I'm there. So that was the next day. While I'm shooting her, everybody blowing up my phone like, yo, Quavo just posted your pic. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure this nigga probably get pictures every day. Every time I'll step outside, somebody taking a picture of Quavo. Yeah. So I just didn't expect him to post. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't. Like, it was just a regular picture. Like, so he posted my shit. And he was fucking with him, I guess. You know what I mean? So everybody blowing up my shit, and I'm like, damn, I gotta focus on what I got in front of me. Like, I got another celebrity in front of me, and this one is paid actually. That one wasn't paid. This one was paid. So I just gotta focus. So I buckled down and ended up doing really good that day, shooting B Simone. And shout out to her, like, she was super dope. Like, she was fucking with my energy. She ended up booking me again the next night. That just goes to show you, like, when you just build relationships, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up shooting her, a couple times. So that was the next day, right? The next night, I told you I ended up shooting B Simone again that night. I was actually ended up supposed to be shooting Winnie Harlow that night, which is crazy, right? Crazy. With that. So I got a DM from Winnie's assistant, and at first, like, I didn't think it was real, cause I'm like, ain't no way, like, I just get. That's when we talk about opportunities coming your way. I'm like, ain't no way this type of opportunities just coming knocking on my door. Like, it's just Winnie, like, no, ain't no way, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a being, like, that was bigger than me than Quavo. If I would have shot Winnie, I would have felt more excited about that than the Quavo situation. Even though Quavo has way more followers than her, you know what I mean?
Why is that?
Because of, like, the type of photography that I do. Like, I mean, I do lifestyle, I do stuff like that. So, like, I mean, the Quavo thing, it did fit, but I actually enjoy shooting people who want to be in front of the camera. Like, Winnie's an actual model, you know what I'm saying? You know, she's an ambassador for, I don't know how many brands. Like, she works for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody loves Winnie when it comes to just the modeling, the photography. Like, she loves being in front of the camera. I want to work with them type people, you know what I mean? I love working with women, you know what I'm saying? Not on no weird shit, not on no creepy shit.
But I get what you're saying though. More women are attracted to the camera.
You know what I'm saying?
So it only makes sense. It only plays into your field.
And it just goes. Like, and I love working with men too. Like, I love all of everybody. But I just end up working with women more. That's just what it happens. But that Winnie situation was, I got a DM from her assistant. Was like, okay, no, are you free? I'm going to be in Atlanta. And Winnie's going to be in Atlanta tomorrow. Are you free? Long story short, they end up. It was for her cousin's birthday. Her cousin was having a birthday party, and she wanted me to come shoot the party, but also shoot Winnie too. She was like, okay. The next day, she hit me up and was like, the cousin already booked a photographer for the event. Like, I'm sorry, we kind of double booked. Like, we don't need you, pretty much. It was cool. At least I got the relationship. Like, I got her assistant's number. We had a great conversation. She was like, anytime you come to LA, like, hit me. So.
But that just goes to show, like, not everything's gonna fall through in your favor.
Right.
You kind of believe, like, okay, hurt. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I was hurt. You can't tell me that. Like, you can't tell me I'm gonna shoot Winnie the next day. I'm not shooting. Like, I was hurt, bro. Yeah. And I don't really get hurt. Like, you know what I mean? I don't get too high or too low on any. You know what I mean? But I was really looking forward to that one. I was like, okay, no, this is the one that's going. Like I told you, I had just shot Quavo, then B Simone, then the next day was supposed to be Winnie. So just think, like, niggas would have really been calling me Hollywood. I was like, oh, shit was about to go crazy, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, though. Like, I know everything happened for a reason, so, I got over it quick. But, that week let me know, like, okay, people are seeing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Winnie's assistant wanted to DM me if, I didn't have the work on my page, or if I wasn't shooting the quality, like, if I wasn't shooting the type of people that I was shooting. You know what I'm saying? I also think that matters too. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I hate to say that, but I mean, you have to shoot.
But that's just the
game. That's the game that we in. That's the game we in.
That's like the same reason why a lot of people wear Gucci. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that look up to. I don't want to say look up to, but I don't feel like you should ever like really look up to celebrities. They're just regular people, just like everyone else. But I say though to say this, like, you should never. Well, especially if you're a business owner, like if you're a photographer, you got a clothing brand, like, you should get your brand in front of people that have an influence. You have a service and they have a social equity, you know what I'm saying? So they can provide a service. It's nothing but just a middleman. It's an exchange, it's a business transaction. So, so once you understand that, you know what I'm saying? Once it sounds like once you worked with Neo, like everything else fell in line for you.
Bro, everything. Like, it was just a domino effect. I worked with Neo, I met Corey. Well, I knew Corey, but I met him that day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Corey asked me to come to this one thing. I ended up meeting Kiana and Kara there. I ended up working with Kiana and Kara. Next thing you know, all the realtors start hitting me up. You know what I'm saying? And that's been half my business. Like, half my clientele are all realtors. So at first, I ain't gonna lie, at first I kind of was running away from that. Like, not to say running away from the money, I was always taking the opportunity, but as far as just marketing or branding myself as a real estate photographer, I was kind of just like, I don't really want to be known as a real estate photographer. Like, I kind of want to do other things. Like, I'm new at this. So, like, I don't want to just box myself in as just that. Like, I didn't really know what my niche was going to be, but I wasn't too sure. I wanted it to be that. Yeah. So, I was like, it's too early to just pick my niche already. Like, I don't really know if I want to just be a real estate photographer. Like, I might be interested in sports photography. I might be doing beauty photography. You know what I mean? Or, you know, editorial fashion. Like, I don't, you know, who knows what so it was so early, I was like, let me just not label myself as the real estate photographer, even though I'm working with all realtors.
Right.
Like,
so what is your niche then?
I don't have a niche, bro. and that's cool for me right now, even though like I've been following like some OGs in the game who've been doing photography for a while, and you know, they all say, no, you need a niche to like really take your photography to the next level. You need a niche, you know what I'm saying? You need to be specialized in that one thing, whether it be weddings or whether it be maternity shoots or whether it be, you know, children or sports or whatever. Like, you need to specialize in that one thing, so when people think of that thing, they know to hit you. And you'll get so much business doing that one thing, you know what I'm saying? But if you're all over the place, like you got pictures of babies and you got weddings and then you got strippers and then you got all that shit on your page, like people not gonna really know, like, and I totally understand that shit. I get it.
So why do you think that's so important to have a niche? You're saying because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to go too far in depth, but why do you think that's so important to have a niche, especially in the photography game?
I mean, it's important because, I mean, you want to just master one thing. Like, if you're doing all these type of things, you know what I mean, you're not a master of none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to become a master at that one thing and become great at it. So like I said, when people do think of, oh, like such and such about to get married, I know exactly who to call for the pics. Like, or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, like, you want people to think of you for that thing. And like I said, building those relationships, you meeting thousands and thousands of people, you know, everybody's gonna hit you up for that one thing. So it's like, and there's guys out here who I've been following who have been killing the weddings, who've been killing the maternity shoots and that's their niche. You know what I'm saying? And I see like, okay, I see exactly what people are talking about. When you have that one thing you're great at, everybody's gonna want you for that thing. So I get it, but like I said, I'm so far in the beginning of my journey. Like, I don't want to just rush and just pick a niche because I'm still figuring out like what I love to shoot. Like, I want to love it. Like, I want to love what I shoot. I want people, and I also want to be great at what I shoot. Like, I don't even know what I'm great at yet. Like, I'm doing everything right now. So, I'm all over the place. But to me, like, that's fine because it's not like I'm comparing.
You're a rookie year.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not comparing myself to the veterans. Like, I'm not comparing myself to them. Like, of course they have niches. Like, they've been in this game for a while. I'm a year in. Let me just figure out my, you know, what I love to shoot, what I'm good at, what people are hitting me up for the most. I think that's kind of really what you, and I mean, it's right now it's the real estate shit. So I mean, that might end up being my niche.
Would you be okay with that though?
I'll be okay with that. I'm becoming more like acceptable to it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then, bro. So, you know what I'm saying, you talk about sports a lot. So is that something that you see yourself that you want to do? Like, everybody does something that they want to do that they naturally just, you know, have a passion for. So do you feel like, you know, is that something that you want to do in the future?
Most definitely. That's the only thing I haven't done yet. I mean, other than being at the All-Star game, I mean, we can talk about that for a little bit, but other than being at the All-Star game and just being in there and taking pictures there, I haven't really done any sports photography.
So how was the All-Star game? How did that feel, like, you being in that environment?
Boy, that changed everything for me. Like, that let me know, like, okay, I'm glad I don't have an itch yet. Cause that just let me know, like, man, like the feeling I got just doing that shit, just combining my two passions, you know, my first love, which is sports, which is really basketball, and then now my new passion, which is photography, and just combining the two, man, I felt like on top of the world being there. You know what I'm saying? Because I've worked All-Star 3 times. This is my 3rd time working All-Star. Yeah. But this was my first time doing it as a photographer. So, you know, this was definitely my best experience doing it this year. Mainly because I was able to capture moments, like special moments. And this was a special All-Star year too. Like, this was the year that they celebrated the 75 best players. So I was able to take pictures of Michael Jordan, take pictures of LeBron, take pictures of AI. Like, those are my top 3 like favorite players of all time. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Kobe. If only Kobe was there, like that would have just made everything like, you know what I mean? But man, like that just let me know, like, okay, no, like I can see myself doing this shit for real. But I just haven't had the right opportunities. Like all the opportunities that's been coming my way have been like business professionals, like realtors, entrepreneurs, like, you know, taking headshots for lawyers and actors and, you know what I mean? Just all those type of people. But I haven't worked with any athletes, you know what I mean? Not yet. Like I said, I'm so far in the beginning of my journey, like, it's not a rush. Like, I know that might eventually come, and that might be it for me. Like, all this might be practice for that. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm in training camp. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know where I'm at in my journey. I just know I'm in the beginning. It's not a rush. I'm not just trying to race to the finish line. Like, I'm just taking it day by day, week by week. You know, things have just, I've been getting blessed, bro. Like, things do be coming my way. I mean, I do be outside. Like, I do create my own opportunities, but you know, when you create your own opportunities, you do good work. Things will just start falling in your lap too. So, man, things just been falling in my lap. Who knows? In a few months, the sports team might hit me up. Hey, we need you for such and such. You know, that might be the beginning for me. So, who knows, man?
Yeah, but I do got a lot of respect for you though, because even if you can, somebody become so, you know, full of themselves when they get around these certain people, they just start increasing prices like literally overnight. But which you know, could you blame them? Not really. But then again, like you also have to keep yourself humble and disciplined. So like, how do you even keep yourself level-headed to even, you know, continue these opportunities to take advantage of these?
I mean, I think it's just gotta be in you. Like, that's just who I am, regardless of what I was doing. You know what I mean? I've been around celebrities before. I've been around, you know, niggas with money before, and that shit don't impress me. Like, anybody can be a celebrity at the end of the day. Like, you could become a celebrity tomorrow, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could do something, you go viral tonight, and tomorrow you could be a celebrity. Bro, but I'm not gonna treat you no different tomorrow, bro. Like, I'm gonna treat you exactly how I'm treating you right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just how I think, bro. Like, that shit don't mean nothing to me. Like, you could have $1 million, but you can get robbed, nigga, and you had nothing tomorrow. Then what?
Right.
You know what I mean? So the money shit don't mean nothing to me either. So I treat Kiana, who's, you know, a millionaire. I treat Kiana the same way I treat the regular realtor who just probably started out last month, who just needs some pictures. And I'm gonna do business with them the same way. I'm gonna charge them the same thing. That's what I meant. Like, that shit don't mean nothing to me, bro. I'm gonna do good business with both. Like, you know, and the humble part, bro. Like, that's just who I've been, bro. Like, I've always been that way. Like I told you, I don't get too high. I don't get too low. Cause I know, like, how I was just talking about, the millionaire can get robbed and.
But yeah, let me ask you this real quick, bro. So, you came out here a year ago. You're from Philly. So, let's really talk about it. Like, you in Atlanta, like, it's the black Mecca. You know what I'm saying? So, there's so many distractions out here. There's so many like things that you can just fall out of line, and you know what I'm saying. You know, we all know. You know what I'm saying? So,
women, bro.
Women. You know what I'm saying? The club scene. You know everything. So like, how you keep yourself disciplined when there's nothing but distractions out here?
I mean, I'm gonna just be real. Like, I'm not where I want to be, so I know that there's certain type of women that I like and that I attract somehow. You know what I mean? You know, it requires for you to have a little bit of money on you. You know what I mean? And I'm doing well for myself now. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But you know, when you dealing with, especially multiple women, you know what I mean? Not just one, but you dealing with multiple women. That shit is draining. It's draining your energy, but it's also draining your pockets. And I'm not there in my journey yet to just be spending money on just random women who I'm not even thinking about no future with.
Yeah.
So I had to realize that about myself. Like, okay, bro, you need to fall back, bro. Like, you doing way too much. You going outside. You trying to be in the clubs. You trying to be in the bars. You trying to buy drinks for women. You trying to take them out to eat. You know what I mean? Like, for what? You know what I mean? Literally, like, for what? Like, whether you end up, having sex with them or not, whatever happens, like, regardless, like I said, this shit become draining, bro. So, like, I had to, like, really just realize that about myself. Like, okay, you're on a certain path right now. Stay on that path, bro. Like, and honestly, work keeps me busy. Like, last night, what was it? Last night was a Saturday night, bro. I was in the crib. Like, Friday night, I'm in the crib, bro, doing work.
Right.
Like, that's what keeps me busy. That keeps me in the house. I mean, it's a good thing, though. Like, I want to keep all my focus on that, give all my energy to that. Because all of that extra shit, the club shit, the women, all of that, that shit gonna come. That's it. I'm here for a minute. Like, Atlanta ain't going nowhere, bro. It's gonna be the same next year and 2 years. It's gonna be the same. That shit ain't going nowhere. So, like, I'd rather that shit come organically. Like, I'd rather me be on my journey and then I end up crossing paths with somebody else who's on their journey.
Right.
And it makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Versus me just forcing shit, just being outside, being, just being a nigga out here in Atlanta, like, out here in Atlanta just trying to bag something. I'm like, no, I had to chill. So thank God, I experienced a lot early where, like, none of that shit really excite me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I really just give all my focus to my craft, bro. That keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? Do you even have like this master plan, or do you even know where you see yourself going anytime soon?
No, to be honest with you, because the way shit just been happening the last year, who knows, man? Like, I don't even want to put no ceiling on it. If I could say something right now, and I could be limiting myself, like, you know what I mean? So, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. I really don't have no specific goal or anything like that. I had goals. I call them small. They're small goals, though. Like, cause I don't want, like I said, I don't want to put no ceiling on, what God has for me, bro. Like, it could be something super, super above what I'm ever thinking. Like, so I don't even want to speak nothing and put a cap or put a ceiling on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everything has just been happening. And it's been happening fast. Like, like I said, the 5-year goal might come to me in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So, who knows where I'll be in 5 years, bro? Like, who fucking knows, bro? It's been clicking. I ain't gonna lie, the way I'm getting business now, you would think I've been doing it for 5 years.
Fool me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the way, like, bro, I got people trying to fly me certain places. I'm already starting to travel and, like, niggas who just picked up a camera ain't doing shit like that. You know what I mean? So, I already know I'm blessed, bro. I already know. So, like I said, I don't want to put no ceiling on it. It's kind of just like, man, just take it day by day. And who knows what happens, man. Like, who knows? I'm accepting to it all, though. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up,
man.
That's what's up. Yeah, so I definitely can't wait to see, where you would be at 5 years, bro. Just to see what you have accomplished over a year.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you too, man.
I appreciate that. Definitely. But yeah, just a year of what I saw you in, bro, like, and it was straight good vibes off rip. So I already know, like, 2-3 years from now, 5-10 years from now, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine where you're gonna
10 years from now, bro, I'm trying to be a millionaire.
That's inevitable.
You know what I mean?
That's inevitable. That's gonna come.
35, I'm 25 right now. 35, bro, I want to touch an M. And man, whether that be in a photography game or whether that be taking my money and investing it into, like, whatever that looks like, bro, niggas is touching the M, bro, by 35, bro.
Yeah. So, to wrap this all up, you know what I'm saying? So, what would you say to somebody right now that was, let's say, that's working a 9 to 5? They hate their job. You know what I'm saying? They falling through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? What would you tell them right now?
Have faith in yourself. Be confident in yourself, because that's where it started for me. You know what I mean? Like, it starts here first. Like, no matter, you can't really listen to what nobody else. Like, you can get opinions from other people. You can ask other people what they think. None of that shit really matter. You really gotta know yourself. Like, it's not even think. You really gotta know. You know what I mean? That whatever you do, whatever you're trying to do, that you're gonna be successful at it, and that you're gonna separate yourself from other people. You're gonna be unique. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what really gets you business. You can start a lash business, you can do hair, but it's 100,000 girls doing hair. What separates you from them other people? You know what I mean? So that's those type of things you need to focus on, and just be super confident in yourself. You carry yourself a certain way. It don't matter if you've been doing it for 2 weeks or 2 years. People gonna want to work with you if you have a certain energy. So I mean, work on yourself first. That's what I would say. Work on yourself first. Once you feel like you're ready to conquer the world. Like it don't matter what it is you're doing, you're gonna be ready. So, and yeah, don't take opinions and don't take, don't listen to everybody because not everybody know your vision. Like I said, I came out here to Atlanta. I wanted to come out here and do photography. It was fairly new idea. If I would have listened to other people, it would have got me discouraged quick. But I wasn't. You know what I mean? It was super tunnel vision, bro. Like I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew where I wanted to go. Only I saw the vision. Like God put the vision in my head. Like He ain't put it in everybody else's brain. So you gotta be.
It keeps turning on because it's.
All right, bro. So let me ask you this. What would you say to somebody that was in your position before that was, working a job that they hated, that it was miserable, they was depressed right now. They just trying to, just make it. What would you tell them?
I would say that you have to be super confident in yourself. You have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to know yourself that you're gonna be successful and know that you the shit. Pretty much, like you have to know that you're different than everybody else. You have to separate yourself from everybody else in whatever field you want to choose. Like I said, if you're doing hair, if you're doing nails, or whatever it may be, there's a million girls doing the same thing. What separates you from them? You know what I'm saying? So you have to figure that out first. And like I said, you gotta know you the shit. Like you got to know that shit deep down inside. You gotta know that ain't nobody fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta carry that type of confidence with yourself because that energy is gonna transfer. People when they see you, they're gonna be like, okay, they're not gonna know that you're 2 weeks in. Like I told you, I had just started out and I was already charging people, but a lot of people ain't even know that I had just picked up a camera. So if you carry yourself a certain way, that shit gonna get you far, and that's really gonna get you started. Like I quit my job just out the blue and just started something, bro. I mean, that was a crazy leap of faith, but to me, I had nothing to lose. So you know what I mean. Whether you got something to lose or not, it starts with you first. So you gotta have confidence in yourself. That's what I would say, bro. Don't listen to everybody. Don't take opinions from everybody. Not everybody has the vision you have. So only you, what you think of yourself. That's the only thing that's really gonna matter at the end of the day. Like you gotta know for a fact, like whatever I choose to be, I'm gonna be successful at it. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So tell the people where they can follow you at, where can they get in touch with you at, where can they find you at, bro? Man,
you can follow me on Instagram, jaynelson.1. That's JAYNELSON.1. I don't have no TikTok yet. You feel me? I'm definitely about to make one soon though. But definitely follow me on Instagram. I wish I knew my Twitter handle. I barely be on Twitter, but follow my gram though. That's where most of my content goes though, for sure. So you can follow me on there. If you want to book me, you can. My email's in my bio. You can email me. You can DM me. I mean, I'm a cool nigga. Like I ain't one of them that's gonna try. I ain't gonna ignore you. So hit me up if you ever in Atlanta and you need some work. If you ever need me to fly out somewhere, I'm your guy. Like whatever, man. I'll work with anybody.
Yeah, y'all heard it here. Tap in with my man, bro. He do quality, good work, good business, all around good dude, man. I definitely appreciate you coming in, bro.
Appreciate you having me, man.
It was a good one.
This was great, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all tuning in for the Freedom Mind podcast. See y'all soon.